image, not running internal analytics on how you're landing. Just being here, fully, with a mind that is quiet enough to actually receive another person. That's the work. It's not complicated, it's not glamorous. But when a man has done it, even partially, there is a gravity to him that is almost impossible to describe and almost impossible to resist. Let me be direct with you here, because I think you've earned it. Women don't want a man with no edge. We don't want soft to the point of formless. We don't want a man who has no opinions, no darkness, no friction. That is not what I'm selling. What women want is a man who can hold himself. We want the edge with the ballast. We want the darkness with the root system. We want the man who can be intense without being unstable, who can be passionate without being possessive, who can lead without needing to control. We want someone who, when things get uncertain, and they will get uncertain, doesn't collapse inward and take the relationship with him. Someone who can hold the weight. And here is what I need you to understand. When a man can hold himself, a woman can hold on to him. Not because she has to, because she wants to. Because it is genuinely wonderful to be near someone who has done the interior work, who has gathered himself, who is not leaking anxiety into every interaction, who is present, who is free, who, by extension, makes you feel free. That is what confidence creates. Freedom for both people. And control? Control creates a closed system, a maintenance burden, a permanent negotiation that no one wins. Now let me give you something practical, because I know some men hear a lesson like this and think, Mia, what do I actually say? So listen closely. These are not spells. These are not commands. These are not dark psychology tricks to force a woman into feeling something she does not feel. They are clean phrases. They work because they create emotional tension without removing choice. They create curiosity without confusion. They create sensuality without pressure. That is the line. Here is the first one. I like how your mind moves. It makes me want to slow down and pay closer attention. That is not a cheap compliment. It does not grab at her body first. It tells her you are noticing something deeper, and it invites her to feel seen. Here is another. There is something calm about you, but I can tell there is more under the surface. That one creates emotional mystery without lying. It says, I see the surface, and I am curious about the hidden room behind it. Another. I am not in a rush with you. I would rather enjoy the tension than ruin it by forcing the moment. That phrase is powerful because it slows the room down. It tells her you feel the chemistry, but you are not desperate to take from it. Here's a direct one. I am attracted to you, and I like being honest about that. But I also like when a woman feels free around me. That is desire with restraint, heat with a handle on it. And here's a question. What makes you feel safe enough to let your guard down with a man? That is an emotional attraction question, not because it tricks her, but because it invites her to reveal what safety means to her. Another question. Do you prefer a man who moves slowly and builds tension, or a man who is direct when he feels something? That question lets her describe her own rhythm. It also tells her you are thinking in terms of pacing, not pressure. For sensual attraction, keep it tasteful. Ask, what kind of presence makes you feel drawn in before anything physical even happens? Or, do you notice a man's voice, his hands, his eye contact, or the way he makes the room feel? Those are sensual questions, but they are still respectful. They let the atmosphere warm up without dragging the conversation into something crude. And here is the dark psychology warning. Do not use these lines to create false intimacy. Do not ask deep questions just to collect emotional information you can later use against her. Do not mirror her answers so perfectly that she feels like you are a dream while you are actually performing a mask. That is not attraction. That is emotional fraud. Use language to reveal truth, not manufacture it. Because the most seductive thing about a confident man is not that he knows the perfect phrase, it is that the phrase matches the man. I'll leave you here. Not because there isn't more to say, there always is, but because I want this to have space to breathe in you. Some things need to be felt before they can be thought about. And I think you've picked up something real today. If nothing else, I want you to carry this with you. The man who doesn't need to manage the room is the man who owns it. Not by force, by presence, by the quiet, unshakable fact of being fully himself, and being fully okay with that. That's confidence. Everything else is just noise trying to cover something that hasn't been dealt with yet. And you? You're here, watching this, thinking about it. That already tells me something about you. You can do the work, and it is worth doing. Thank you for being here with me today on Various Views. If this episode spoke to you, and I have a feeling it did, please push that thumbs up. It genuinely helps get this content to the men who need it most. Subscribe if you haven't. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them, and I want to know where this landed for you. I'm Mia Maya. Take care of yourself. Until next time.